Joe Biden and Paul Ryan. It's VP week on In the Loop. You think Joe Biden is doing a good job as vice president?
Yeah.
Why do you think so?
Because he says how he feels, and it comes off as authentic, and it doesn't bother me what he says.
I think he seems to be doing his job for what he's hired to do.
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Joe Biden, I haven't really been into the politics lately. It's just because I think it's a lot of hype.
Yes.
He hasn't made much of an impression on me, I guess, one way or the other.
I think he's been doing a great job. I think it's been a very, very difficult 4 years. They were filibustered in Congress, and it's a very important election this year because we need to give Biden and Obama more room to maneuver in Congress. So we really need to elect more people, and every vote counts just as much as last time, if not more.
Do you think that Paul Ryan, if elected, would do a good job?
I believe he would.
Well, I mean, from what I've heard, he's a bit inexperienced, so I'm not really sure if that's what we need right now, but he has a good face, and I think that's what people want these days.
I think Paul Ryan would be a disaster in any venture he went into.
I don't think that either of those men should even be running for office. I think that they're unacceptable.
Why is that?
They're too extreme, and they've forgotten about the middle class of America, which is the only thing that's going to save us as going forward. We have to resurrect the middle class.
No.
Why not?
Well, I mean, I might even feel the same way about Biden, but I just feel like that guy, Paul Ryan, for example, he's just sold out. He's not about you or me. He doesn't care about us. And I think they're in it for the money.
Paul Ryan, like I said, you're dropping names, and I have no formulated opinion on these individuals.
Absolutely not.
Why not?
He's got a fuzzy vision on what he wants for this country, and most of his ideas don't make sense, and it's not something I would support.
Do you think that most people pay attention to what vice presidents do in general?
Not really. Not for the most part. I mean, if that was the case, Al Gore would have probably won.
Not really. I rarely hear Biden's name mentioned until, I guess now, re-election season and during election season the first time.
I think most people around the election time, they pay attention, but other than that, it's basically viewed as a filler job and attending funerals of dignitaries and so on like that.
I think that they tend to decide how they want to be observed. Some people like to work more quietly than others, but they certainly play a very, very crucial role. They have an enormous amount of responsibility on their shoulders, and they should be treated with great respect.
I mean, I guess we don't pay so much attention, but it seems also like the vice president tends to do more of the going to foreign countries, kind of being almost like a delegate, I guess.
Diplomat?
A diplomat, yeah, and really he's there if the president dies to take over, but he's not the president, he's the co-pilot.
Can you tell me 5 things that vice presidents do?
They basically are given certain areas to focus on by the president that he can't sort of oversee in detail. And they have to, do the best they can within the spirit of the presidency and the terms in which they were elected to make those things happen. In this case, Biden has had to do what he does best, which is work within Congress and the Senate, creating common ground.
What are 5 things Al Gore did or any VPs do?
Well, Al Gore chickened out at the Supreme Court, and he also invented the internet, and he discovered global warming. That's 3 things.
He might have a tie-breaking vote sometimes, so that could be key,
Well, aren't they the decision maker if Congress is gridlocked?
Well, I know that in this specific case with Obama and Biden, Obama said that he valued Joe Biden's advice. So perhaps in this case, I don't know how much advice Obama is taking from Joe Biden, how much he's leaning on his experience, but that's one possible way. But as far as actual duties, other than being ready to stand by in case of emergency and assume presidential duties, I don't really know, to tell you the truth, besides going to the funerals of dignitaries, what the vice president's job really is.
For Loop21.com, I'm Matt Simon.